Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Self Development with Tactics podcast. And I'm your host, as always, Christopher. And I'm a 17-year-old graphic design student from Austria. And I'm really into self development and all business related topics in general, I would say. And as always, as you might or might not can see in the background, it depends on whether you're watching it as a YouTube video or if you're watching it or if you're listening or listening to it as the podcast. Nevertheless, or anyways, whatever you do, we are going to talk about the mind's canvas, non-verbals of the face, which means that we are again going through the summary of the, what was it called? What everybody is saying, which is kind of funny, by the way. I haven't admitted it or admired it yet or pointed out, whatever. And this is, if that's the first episode you're watching, this is all about body language and, knowing what somebody is feeling because of their body language and or what they are maybe even thinking. And the thing is, I don't really want to make episodes that are, connected with each other, because I want people to, watch this one and then that one and this one and, but I'll do it anyways because, I just have to produce something and I think that there is some value behind it. I even thought about, making one episode of this, then one episode of another book, and so on and so on. But then I thought, maybe there are people who are really interested in this and they will get fucked up immediately because of me making some shit, But nevertheless, or anyways, I always use it wrong. We head right into it. The body language of the faces comes last in this book for a reason. It tends to be the last or least accurate. However, it can still provide many valuable clues, because body language is most easily interpreted when presented in clusters of behaviors. You need to have an understanding of the body language of the face, so you're not missing part of the picture. And good introduction. And I think you get the overall experience of the book and or of body language. The first one, the pupillary constricting and squinting, which I assume, before I read this one, your pupils just getting bigger or smaller. Pupillary responses are often a two-step process. First, widening when we are surprised, aroused, or confronted, then constricting once we process something that we perceive negatively. Squinting added to pupillary constriction indicates an even greater negative response. Squinting. What does squinting mean? I don't know. Look at someone or something with one or both eyes partly closed in an attempt to see more clearly or as a reaction to strong light. Now I know it. Just making this one. So I have to read it again, I'm sorry. Squinting added to pupillary constriction indicates an even greater negative response. That's true, because if somebody doesn't make any sense, I always look like this. The second one, the eye blocking. The limbic system often tries to censor incoming information by preventing the eyes from seeing negative things. This may manifest as closing of the eyes or blocking them with the hand through some mechanism such as rubbing the forehead. Interesting. Because of this summary, I just really understand that our human mind really tries to protect us, and also, as it seems, in terms of your mental state, and which was quite obvious, the physical state you have. But let's see what the third one is telling us. Pupillary. It's pupillary. I think it's pupillary. Dilation, eyebrow arching, and flesh bulb eyes. Our eyes also reveal positive emotions through the opposite of pupillary constriction, opening the eyes wider in response to a favorable person or event. This was also something I've had in I don't know if it was an English exam or something else, but they called it the eyebrow flash, where you just, you greet someone like this. And for the people who are listening to the podcast, you just, quickly, bring up your eyebrows or arching them, I guess, to greet somebody. The fourth one, the eye flash. And if this is the one I've just spoken about, I'll go. Another indicator of positive reactions is the eye flash. When someone momentarily raises both eyebrows, you gotta kidding me. It is, I think, it must be the fifth or whatever time this happens. This always happens. I just talk about something, and then on the next part or next, section of the summary or article, whatever I'm reading, the same thing appears. I don't know, maybe I'm unconsciously reading everything while talking to you, but, talking and reading at the same time may not be possible. I don't know. Multitasking isn't possible, by the way, as studies have shown, I guess. Nevertheless, when someone momentarily raises both eyebrows and usually paired with a smile. Funny thing, because I'm doing all these emotions and, hand gestures and body gestures and body language things, all by myself, while talking about it, and maybe you are also should be doing it, so just you get emotion with the information, and I think you can memorize everything better because of this, in my opinion. And but sorry if it looks kind of funny, and you shouldn't maybe do it in the bus or in any public space. But the fifth one is the eye gaze behavior. Looking directly into someone's eyes can communicate a wide variety of emotions: love, interest, hate, etc. So don't overinterpret this behavior. In fact, when people look away from you when they are talking to you, it often indicates comfort, not disrespect. The limbic systems are telling them that you're not a threat, so it becomes comfortable for them to look away, which totally makes sense. This runs in direct contrast to the look people in the eye to communicate confidence and trustworthiness, advice you'll often hear. I've never heard it, by the way. Just to point it out. Yeah, that's true. Or, by reading this, all these things, or a lot of them, just seem obvious and, clear. But as I said in the last episode of or I don't know, maybe the one before, it's the same with marketing. They just speak about something you already know, even though if you're not a marketer, or you just have to have a little bit experience maybe, but you haven't thought about in this way. And it's very interesting that if you are looking at someone while talking, that they wouldn't hurt you, which totally makes sense, but haven't thought about it. The sixth one, the eye blink or eye flutter behavior. An increase in blinking may reflect an inner struggle, possibly with either our delivery or acceptance of information. It can be difficult to tell the two apart. The seventh one, looking askance. This involves tilting your head sideways while looking to the side or rolling your eyes. It signals distrust or lack of belief. I think this is as well a gesture a lot of people are doing. Like this. And maybe, combining all these. Then the false and the real smile as point 8. A real smile will lift the corners of the mouth up, resulting in wrinkles around the eyes, and a fake smile does nothing to your eyes. Or a fake smile brings the corners of the mouth out, but not up. That's actually right, and I think, or I know that with a fake smile, you do not really move your eyes or eyelids or whatever, or you do not, or there are no wrinkles around your eyes. And while, really smile, you just, compress everything. The ninth one, disappearing lips, lip compression, and the upside down U. This one, and I've seen this one in a video before where they were talking about Mark Zuckerberg and his Congress interviews and or videos and so on and so on. And he did the disappearing lips as well. This one. And the U. Is this a U? And this might be an N. I don't know. And the upside down U. Oh, upside down U, which is kinda N. So this is a sure sign of stress. Essentially, our limbic system is telling us to shut down and not allow anything into our bodies. Which, in terms of eating, I was just thinking about it in terms of, knowledge and or information, but when the body does it, you just prevent yourself from putting out content or something, but it doesn't really prevent something to get in. But if you disappear or compress your lips, there will no food go into your mouth because there's no room. This is what he meant, I guess. But the 10th one, the lip purse. The lip purse involves puckering the lips and indicates disagreement with something that is being said or done. What is puckering? I don't know what puckering is. Definition. Especially with reference to a person's face, tightly gather or contract into wrinkles or small folds. Is it this one? With your eye section or eyebrow section? If you know it, by the way, or if there are any questions, I'll tell you right now. There are all the social media links in the description of the podcast and the video itself. So you can comment on every post you want to like, or just DM me if you have any questions and or something to tell me. Or if you're on a YouTube video, just comment down in the comment section because it's there for commenting. But where was I? Where did I stop? The lip purse. I stopped at the lip purse. And the 11th one is the sneer. A familiar sign of contempt. The sneer is made by the becinator muscles which pull the side of the lip toward the ears. Okay. Interesting. Tongue displays. Though it is most commonly manifested as lip licking and communicating stress, people sometimes just out their tongue slightly between their teeth when they are gleeful, cheating, or doing something foolish. I don't know. Forehead, more commonly known as frowning with F. And this signal is well known as an indicator of concentration or confrontation with something disagreeable. Frowning. Might be. Frowning. What does frowning mean? Furrow one's brows in an expression indicated disapproval. Furrow. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, maybe like this? No. But like that. A little bit more like this. You see it? This is what I was thinking about all the time, but it seems not to be. It's called frown. Very interesting. I will quite never use it, I guess, but it's interesting. The nose flare. This is an intention cue indicating that someone is about to do something, argue, run, fight, pick up something heavy, etc. Nose flare. Nail biting. Nail biting is common indicators of stress, insecurity, or discomfort. A 16th one, facial blushing and blanching. Blushing or blanching is the limbic system response to deep emotional states. Rushing blood to or away from the face is in response to an emotional situation. Disapproval cues in the face tend to vary from culture to culture and can't necessarily be universally interpreted. I have to look up how you pronounce interpreted, maybe right in this episode, if there's time. And the 18th, and unfortunately last one, gravity-defying behaviors of the face. True to the common expression, head held high or keep your chin up, the face will literally rise or fall based on high or low confidence. So if you want to show confidence, you just put your chin behind your neck and then you're the most confident person on this planet. You know, haven't known about this one, I guess. Yeah. But let's see, and even there's an eighth point or eighth section of this book, which I will read now because there's time, quite a lot of time. Detecting deception. Proceed with caution. Tests of judges, attorneys, clinicians, police officers, FBI agents, politicians, teachers, mothers, fathers, and spouses show that most of us have no better chance than a coin toss of detecting deception. And I don't know what deception is. Deception. And I'm very sorry for just looking up, every third word. But it's an American crime drama television series. Meaning, maybe, might be, maybe. During this thing's loading, I will just read ahead. Even the very best are no better than 60% accurate. Sorry. Body language might be invaluable in deciphering when someone is saying one thing while feeling another. But when someone is deliberately trying to lie, things come murkier. Lying is uncomfortable because it causes cognitive stress, but signs of discomfort often show only that the person is uncomfortable with the situation, not that they are lying. Since this is the key takeaway, I'm going to skip the author's advice for detecting deception. It would be much more likely to give us overconfidence in our abilities than to help us. Additionally, the flip side of the subject, learning to be convincing liar, seems to be an ignoble goal for the most part, and it's not in the spirit of this site. I'm sorry. And then there's also a conclusion of the writer of this article. It's on the deconstructionexcellence.com website / what everybody is saying summary in some kind, or you just search on the site itself for what everybody is saying. And deception means the action of deceiving someone. You notice when you just do not know a word and someone explains it with either the same word, which I think it is, and or obtaining property by deception, a thing that deceives, and or with a word that's either more complicated or you do not understand it simply as that. And for this, that's the end of this book, and I think we might see which book we'll discuss on the next episode. And the Power of 5, it may be a pretty good one, the 84 Powers of Law, also because I've seen that there are just a lot of nice things. And you know what? We will start with the 80 Laws of Power summary also on this website, because there are just, as I said in the previous episodes, a ton of good books summarized for you to just quickly read through it and know or understand them a little bit better. But you can't really compare it with actually reading the book, because there's so much more insights into everything, and such a more or higher volume than just this bit of article, which is actually quite a ton. But I'm going to read the first law, and I've also already read it, but I didn't really got it. So maybe now is the time for reading this. So the law number 1 is never outshine the master, and I think I have actually understood it, but only in the last sentence. Always make those above you feel comfortable, superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Which I don't get if it means you should make someone feel fear or insecurity, which I will not suggest you to do. But let's read ahead. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the highest of power. That's true, why? Because everybody likes someone who tells them that they are great, I think. And there's time for another one. And I think this is a, really and very value-giving book and or, article and or content for the podcast. And the second law is never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. This is actually something I've already heard or seen. It might be a YouTube video, it might have been a podcast, I don't know, but he or she or whatever said that, if there are enemies, you're on the right path, because you're doing something that is arousing some feelings in people, negatively ones, but these are feelings anyways. And you can see that you're doing something, that you're achieving something. There is a reaction to it, and but you have to look it up, or maybe I'll look it up, but I don't know. But that's it for this episode, and if there are any questions, just comment down in the comment section and or DM me on every single social media platform you would like to. And for this, I'll say goodbye and have a really nice day. So see you the next time.